Welcome back to the channel. Right, today we're working on something different. It's not a C1, as you can tell by different badge. BMW E38, and we are going to change the back plates. I'm not going to film one side because the other side is going to be the same, but if you watch it through a mirror it'll be the same anyway. Just watch the video back again if you need to watch it both sides. But yeah, we're gonna change the back plates on this. So first, I'm gonna take wheel off. That's wrong way. Right, you don't need to watch how to take a wheel off here. Right, so then next, we're gonna take the brake caliper off. Two type for one hand. Yeah, so we've got the caliper off, and I've just rested it on there, just so it don't fall down and stretch the hose. I've also, that's an interpretation of an axle stand just in case the car falls off. Just put the wheel underneath it. Oh, sorry, a jack stand. We're going to take the shoes off. Shoes are a bit worn from the back plate, not holding them properly and rubbing against the disc, but it's an automatic, it doesn't need them. But we'll put them back in for now until we get some new ones. So take the shoes off. This is going to be awkward, but there's one out. And the other one. You can do it with an Allen key actually, but now I need to take that spring off, which I'm going to need two hands for. Take that spring off and then just pull it back. It's not that difficult. Now all that's out of the way, we've got to that's going to be in the way, isn't it? And then these bolts have got to come out, so I can't expect us to have to do that. Let's try and get them bolts out then. Recommendation is to take it out of gear so you can line that up, so you can line the holes up and then put the extension through like that and get the ratchet on it straight. Some of it out ish. I'm not taking the wheel bearing out, I'm just going to cut it off. And the new one, I'm going to cut a section out of to put on as well. Them undone. I mean, it used to look like that, bit of a struggle, but if you do well at school you won't have to do this kind of shit. Get someone else to do it. Yes, I've dropped it. Round two. Truck going past. Right, now's the obvious problem. That's got to go over there. It's got to get over. So, what I'm going to try and do is cut that bit out and then maybe feed it over the hub. So let's try that. Right, so with a bit of cutting and struggling, got it in place. So I'll put the bolts in. It's never going to be as good as taking the wheel bearing out, as in you got to cut a bit of the back plate away, but it's better than taking the wheel bearing out because you don't have to take the wheel bearing out. Right, so now it's bolted back on, all the bolts are tight. Let's see how the shoes fit. Right, so the shoes are back on and it seems to be holding. Not too bad, better than it was. So now put the disc back on. Ideally, this wants cables over adjusted there, by the looks of it. But I'm just leaving the adjustment as it was for now because well, I'm a bit strapped for time, to be honest with you. I've got the other side to do. So let's put this side back together and see how it works. I'm back apart again because that fucker's seized, and then it's taking it apart. That's falling off. This is going min. Freed that up at least. Try again. Unfortunately, we are going to have to come back to this and put new shoes on it at some point. I mean, the handbrake isn't even used on this car, with it being an automatic, but it'll need them doing it at some point. So we'll come back to that. But for now, at least the back plate is nice and solid. Right, so we're back on another day with some brake shoes, because I abandoned it last time because I didn't have any brake shoes. The brake shoes fell apart, as you've probably seen up to this point. It's not really I mean, the brake shoes are a piece of piss to change, I just didn't have them. And then I got given the wrong ones by Euro car parts, which, I mean, that never happens, does it? Euro car parts give you the wrong parts, no. And then now we have, what should be the right ones. So we're going to change the brake shoes. So this is also a video on how to change E38 handbrake shoes. So first, you've got to take this adjuster out. Now this is easy with two hands, but basically you lever these apart a little bit, that adjuster falls out, so let's do that with two hands. And this side goes to the back, but this is the that's the adjuster which screws into there, which naturally is seized up. So let's unseize that first. Right, so now we've got the adjuster out and we need to release that spring. I forgot to mention about when you're cutting the back plates, just put some paint on them. Otherwise it's going to rust fast again, aren't they? And then we're back at square minus fucking 1. Then I have to do them again. And I can't get the spring out because I'm just dildoing about with it with one hand. We've got that spring out, and then we're going to fuck these off. So I'll set them off. It's oh, by the way, it's I think it's a 5mm Allen key. And the other one there. So that's that off, and then you can basically just struggle and then not get them out. You can see where I'm going with it, right? You've got to pull that over there and then disconnect, then it'll spring in a bit, and then you can disconnect that spring. I'm just going to do it because I haven't got time to sort of balance the camera on my penis while I'm doing it. So I'll do is come off like that. So then we get the new shoes and we put them like that, but no. So let's get that spring out of there, and that spring comes out. And feed this into here. Make sure that's right. Now, the shoes on BMW handbrakes, if I remember rightly, they're all actually the same. They're all the same, both sides, all the shoes the same, unless I'm missing something. But no, I'm pretty sure they're all the same. On this one they are anyway, and these shoes fit loads of different BMWs. So, now we have to feed. We'll keep this together. You can see where I'm going with this, it's all going to fall off. Left-handed. Right. That needs feeding down in there. And then I need to put it onto the handbrake mechanism. I'm not going to do that like this, so I will come back when I put it. Right, so I've actually pretty much put it back together. All you've got to do is up that into there, put this, it's not difficult, I mean, then that, put them back in, and now, last thing is to put, well no, it's not the last thing, but I need to put this spring on, and then I need to put the adjuster back in, and then I need to adjust it up. So this spring goes back in first. Yes. Right, so this isn't the best tool for the job, but yeah. So that's that back in, and the adjuster is somewhere there. Remember that it goes that way around, so back of the car. Right, so I'm going to compare it to this back plate that I've cut, and I'm going to cut this one the same. And if you look at the back plate, I don't know if they'll allow this, but the BMW ones, it's got a little nick there, and it's about 10mm from that nick ish to there, and the other part of it is just straight across to the edge of there, but a bit more straight than that. But that's the area that I've got to cut out to make it fit. Right, now what you want to do is make sure that this has returned all the way, so the cable isn't pulling the brakes up, well, the shoes out, which is not. That's all the way out. and then we'll put the disc on, and then we adjust it. So we adjust it up here, we adjust it up on that without the cable adjusted, because if you adjust it on the cable, effectively this is your pivot point. This is your pivot point for your shoes, and you're pulling it at this end. So you want the contact area, when it starts to come out, you don't want this bit out, because then it's going to start touching here, and it's only going to have the leverage between there and there, working on it from your pivot point down here. Now if you have it so that it's set up properly, then the drum's going to be near it, and when you adjust this up so it's closer, when you adjust the actual adjuster up so that this is closer here, without this bit being too close, then when you pull this out, you effectively have a lot of mechanical advantage. And for the amount of force that you're putting on the handbrake, it's not an handbrake lever but the handbrake pedal on this car, the amount of force that you're putting on that is multiplied at the point of contact. Common mistake people do when they're adjusting handbrakes up, they just wind up the cable and go, yeah, just a cable, but it feels strong. And then the car's rolling away, because they haven't adjusted it up in the shoe, and they don't see the difference between adjusting it on that side and that side. Massive difference. So I've thrown this back on, and now we need to adjust. Oh, I've put it in neutral as well so we can turn that, but now we need to adjust the handbrake up. So we do it until it touches and then back it off a bit basically. Now inside there's an adjuster, and that's the usual way of doing it, but around the back of here you can actually see the adjuster. So it might, oh fuck, no, there's no light on this. Put that light on. Right, so we've got the disc back on and we have adjusted it up and checked it, pumped it a few times, well I said pumped it, applied and released it a few times and then readjusted it. The adjuster's in there, so you just got to do it through one of the wheel bolts, and on this side it goes upwards. So yeah, that's that. There's the adjuster, actually, you can see it. Put that together. Don't forget to put your caliper back on, that's rather important. And it's adjusted up, and the best thing about doing brakes, especially if it's a shit job like this, is when you've done one side you've got another to do. And I know I mention this a lot, or I have been doing recently, but every time I do something this happens, well, it's just going to happen, innit? I'm getting wet. Follow on. Yeah, so I've just come back to add what I was saying on the last part of the video, which wasn't supposed to be a time lapse. That was just, I pressed the wrong button. So all it was is that this is the second side. Now the first side was a bit of a struggle. Everything seized up, adjusters seized up, and the bolts which hold the backplate on were seized up. The second side just came apart as it should. First side took a couple of hours, and the second side took about half an hour. So that's what you're up against when you're working on cars. Things can be rusty, things don't take what they're saying fucking out of date book. That's just usually a lie. And I have seen the exhaust anger. I'm not ignoring it for, well, I am for now, but it's not been missed.